come to the bold analysis. There is something I normally call insecurity of tenure. Today, William Samoei Ruto met 12 members of parliament drawn from Kiambu County, and they were led in that meeting by Kikuyu member of parliament, who is the majority leader in the National Assembly, Kimani Ichung'wah, and they met William Ruto in State House today before he left for the Voi tour. And to your surprise, that meeting was not shared by the social media page, by the social media team, President's social media team. If you look at this photo I've just captured it from the KBC digital team. They're the ones that have revealed about that meeting. That meeting was highly secret, because I've also tried to look at the respective Facebook pages of the leaders who are there, and no one seems to be talking, or no one is even posted about that meeting. So that meeting happened, and there are some 2 people that were missing. And the 2 people that were missing are Wamatangi, the governor, and Gathoni Wamuchomba, the Githunguri member of parliament. The absence of those 2 speaks volumes. And I want to start first with Wamatangi. Ruto meeting with Kiambu members of parliament. What will be such an interest with the Kiambu MPs? Because if it is to the Kiambu, if it is something that is supporting or helping the people of Kiambu, then that meeting, one man that should have been there is Kiambu Governor Wamatangi. Or what is this that MPs can do to Kiambu that governor is not involved? Number 2 is Wamuchomba. Wamuchomba has been so much lethal against William Ruto and actually fell out with Kenya Kwanza. And I think she's doing well in her independence route. She's running her own programs, and maybe perhaps she was not part of this meeting. I've also realized even the senator was not there. Now, if you doubt, because this meeting is nowhere, I can tell you, this photo is nowhere. And I know that I was talking to someone who was telling me that these MPs may not have those photos because for them they don't have a communication team. They don't have the privilege of having someone in charge of their communications. But Kimani Ichung'wah, in that one of the privileges of that office is communication team. So at least, even if no one else will be able to share that photo, you will at least find Kimani Ichung'wah maybe with sharing that photo. But that is also not there. Now, if you look at this other photo, this is the same suit Ruto was putting on in Kilifi. So that meeting happened, but it was kept under the wraps. It's also one of the meetings I can say that immediately it started, all the cameras were put off. That has been a trend. Even yesterday, I told you about it, that there is a president visited the Uhuru Gardens where King Charles is supposed to visit, but the photos are not nowhere. There's some interesting contexts where we can put that meeting. Context number 1, the meeting is coming a day after Uhuru's birthday frenzy. That is how a host of women in Kiambu actually celebrated the birthday of Uhuru Kenyatta. And the Mount Kenya frenzy around Uhuru Kenyatta's birthday really sent some shockwaves in State House. And the biggest question that Ruto would want to answer, or want to find an answer, is who exactly was behind it? And number two, did Rigathi Gachagua camp help? Or what exactly? Because things don't just happen. I can tell you, that's not the first birthday of Uhuru Kenyatta. Those traders, they did not buy that cake. It's already an organized. That's normally an organized event. And it's happening a day after that. Remember, Uhuru Kenyatta comes from Kiambu. Yes. So Kiambu is his constituency, is his county. And most of those celebrations, actually Kiambu, there were like 3 that happened. Number 2, another context where that meeting, which can also be linked to that meeting, is Wamatangi has declined to give the title deeds that William Ruto was asking for, especially during when William Ruto was talking about the affordable housing, the land that was shelved from the Del Monte. And I saw Wamatangi today pointing clearly that he actually went and relaunched the Githurai market. The other third context is Rigath's absence in the country, but I don't think it's about absence, but Kimani Ichung'wah is taking people to the president directly. William Samoei Ruto, Rigathi Gachagua, the deputy president, always warned Kimani Ichung'wah and Ndindi Nyoro that no one should engage the president without him. So if you look at that list, Alice Ng'ang'a, the Nyeri Town MP, and the women rep, I've forgotten the name, Kiambu women rep, were part of, actually attended Rigathi Gachagua's meetings in Nyeri last weekend. The church service and also the church service and the church service and the Nyeri golf, the golf festival. So this is a meeting, and I can tell you that wherever Rigathi Gachagua is, when he looks at that video, that photo, he'll be very disappointed with one man, Kimani Ichung'wah. But what is the political mission, or what was the objective of that meeting? What is the political mission? Kindly subscribe to our channel. We are also reminding you, or rather speaking to you, about Bold Podcast partnership with Uzuri Coastal Apartment, so that we bring you the state-of-the-art scenery environment. This is about Airbnbs. If during this holiday season you are planning to come to Kenya and spend some time in the coastal region, then Uzuri Coastal Apartment is the best place to be. It sits right at the middle, or rather in the middle of the Sultan Palace. It's a place where if you are, you'll get a very close view, a closer view of the beach. And apart from that, the area is well, it has water baths, swimming pool, Wamuchomba bays. You can also do your shopping there. It has a mini mart there, and also other recreational activities like playing pool. And even if you can go there with your family, it's quite an amazing place. At a budget starting with 12,000, you'll book your stay in that beautiful scenery. Coastal, Uzuri Coastal Apartment in partnership with the Bold Podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, this is why Ruto met these MPs from Kiambu. Number one, he wants to know who is the force behind Uhuru Kenyatta frenzy coming. So many things happened Uhuru Kenyatta made 2 calls. One call was made by Kameme radio presenters, and they chose radio because they wanted it to get to the villages. I can tell you the moment House of Mount Kenya residents heard the voice of Uhuru Kenyatta, there was total frenzy. And I think people remembered the moments of Uhuru Kenyatta. That's number one. Number two, and the other call was that of Murade that was made at Jubilee headquarters. That was also covered actually for the TV. So they're so strategic. They knew. They targeted the TV station, radio station, called him in Kikuyu. They spoke Kikuyu, and someone said I think that presenter told her that she should enjoy things that men enjoy, even those that Solomon enjoyed. And I found that a bit very creative. Then that's one thing I know very well. Immediately they walked into that meeting, William Ruto sat down and asked them, who organized Uhuru's birthday in Kiambu? That's the question. Number two, this could also be William Ruto is clearly creating anti-Uhuru camp. He's realized that the statement by Rigathi Gachagua that I want a handshake, I want to reconcile with Uhuru Kenyatta, is opening an opportunity for people who would want to thrive in the political antagonism, the Kimani Chungwa, to try to create a camp. And just tied to this camp, this could be understood in 2 ways. Number one, it could be Ruto creating a camp against Uhuru Kenyatta because he's using MPs from his constituency, and Kimani Chungwa is trying to consolidate some people around him to create another center of power. If you're keen, you realize that Kimani Chungwa was actually standing behind the president, but because he's the senior most leaders there, he's the majority leader in the National Assembly. So it should even be somewhere in front, next to where William Ruto is, but it was somewhere behind. But then, what could this mean? And the reason why Kimani Chungwa might even have mobilized, but I don't think it's Kimani Chungwa, it's just Ruto calling him and saying, let's do this. He mobilized this group away from Gachagua, even with the knowledge of Gachagua. Gachagua might have just seen these photos just the same way I've seen them. Madam might have seen it. And it could be that he's also creating a camp around himself. Number three, this is a scheme against Wamatangi. You know, Wamatangi has emerged as one of the governors that is not giving Ruto a damn. He doesn't fear. And I think he has held his ground that I am not going to give Kiambu land to the national government. Kiambu land must be developed by developers from Kiambu, and it must benefit the people of Kiambu. William Ruto could have met these MPs to scheme against Wamatangi because, with all due respect, why would Wamatangi not attend that meeting? If he is invited, I know if President makes a call or even an invitation is sent to Wamatangi would actually attend. But that meeting is political because if it is a legislative agenda, then the president would have called a PG of the party. So that has to be done with it. Lastly, there is a meeting of Jubilee that the UDA party is supposed to make on November 2nd. And there have been a split because the split has been that there are some people that want the grassroots elections to be done later, that those want it to be done now. This meeting could also be part of smoothening, some ground smoothening ahead of that meeting, because there has been also an argument that Rigathi Gachagua wanted the Secretary General to come from Mount Kenya. And maybe Kiambu team are lobbying for that position, maybe of Secretary General. That's my speculation. But the truth of the matter here is this meeting is political. Thank you.